Finding something in your food that doesn't belong there is never a pleasant experience. It ruins an otherwise perfectly good meal, and it can even completely turn you off to a food that you've always loved to eat. A woman named Becky Garfinkel from Corona, California was preparing dinner for her family one evening when she came across something that made her scream. Becky and her family had just gotten home from their local Target where they did their grocery shopping for the week. They never had a problem with any of the food they'd purchased there before. In fact, Becky trusted it more than most of the supermarkets in her town. Becky planned on making a nice dinner that evening. She was going to make salads for everyone before she served the main course. She bought her usual triple-washed organic spring mix of lettuce, which she strained in a colander and added onions and dressing to. But she had no idea what shocking surprise was in store for her. After Becky plated the last salad, she finally sat down to eat with her family. About halfway through her salad, she looked down, and her eyes opened wide with horror. She leaped up from her chair and shrieked at what she saw on her dinner plate. It was a live frog. Becky couldn't believe what she was looking at, and neither could any of her family members. She was so confused. She washed and strained the lettuce thoroughly, so how did this little amphibian make his way onto her plate? Becky, who is a vegetarian, instantly felt nauseous. She started worrying about all the different types of bacteria the frog could have been carrying. She had no idea where he came from, and she was nervous it was from somewhere unsanitary. Would she be okay? Becky's husband pointed out that it was a simple tree frog, which brought her some peace of mind. However, her husband also noticed the frog looked sick. He started to wash the vinaigrette dressing off of the little guy in the sink, but it seemed as though he was still having trouble breathing. Becky needed to let the store know about the incident. This was something that should never have happened in the first place, and she wanted to make sure it never happened again. She contacted her local Target and sent them a Facebook message, but she never heard back from them. Luckily, the Garfinkel family owned a large terrarium. They were initially trying to get rid of it, but it's since become a comfortable new home for their tiny amphibian friend, whom they appropriately named Lucky. Lucky now spends his days hanging out on the little tree and tiny pond in his new terrarium. Becky still enjoys salads from Target, but she'll never forget the day she went out to buy dinner and came back home with a new pet.